You've tamed the voices in
Hi
your
everyone,
head.
and welcome
You've
to a
put
new
your
episode
courage
of
to the
Intuitive Queen
test.
podcast.
Laid all your
I am your
doubts
host,
to
Mara
rest.
Marchesi, aka the Intuition Queen. If you're new to this podcast, welcome. And if you've been listening and watching this for a long time, thank you for coming back. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am an intuitive and creative coach, a healer, psychic, and obviously a podcaster. And I'm really passionate to help people, entrepreneurs, and creative people to release any kind of blockages, fears, limitations, anything that stops them from being their true self. And I do that helping you to connect to your intuition, because I really think that trusting yourself is the most powerful thing and tool that we have, because nobody can stop us when we are able to trust our decisions and ourselves and what our soul wants us to do. And in doing that, we often come across a lot of obstacles that could be fears, could be limiting beliefs, could be subconscious situations that we don't even know about. And sometimes we feel stuck, we feel like we cannot move to the next level, and we don't really know why. And it doesn't matter if you're very successful, a little bit successful, how you define that. But my passion is really to help you to unlock all of your potential so that you can truly be yourself and create the life that you truly desire. And step into the frequency of abundance, love, success, friendship, anything that you truly want. So this podcast is here because I wanted to share as many stories as possible of people that have decided at some point to trust their intuition and really change their life. So you're going to hear all kinds of story, people that have gone through really traumatic experiences in their life, painful ones, some that actually didn't have that much of a challenge, but still they had to come out of the closet, as they say, to show the people that they were a spiritual being and they could actually create a life that was different from the path they had started with. This podcast is here to inspire you, to help you to get clarity, to take action. And I hope you find some help in here, either with the stories that I'm going to share or with the stories that my guests are going to share. All right, time to dive into the new episode. Enjoy it. I cannot believe we are in November and the year is almost over. I'm having so many conversations with my clients and people generally about how this year has gone so fast, and things that you want to still manifest towards the end of the year or already looking towards 2025. One of the things that I often talk about with my clients is manifesting and how to really embody the energy of the person that you want to become, of the things that you want to achieve. And I'm a big fan of Joe Dispenza, and I love the way he talks about quantum energy and how we need to shift our identity. So I thought about talking about this today. Actually, this is going to be a three-part podcast, and this part is about quantum shifts. Particularly, I want to give you 8 practical steps to align with your future self. What does that mean? This means that I'm going to give you practical steps for today and for the next episode, where you can actually start to take little steps and through action towards your future self. And then the third part is going to be how you can actually align with your true self, your future self, using human design and color therapy. You know, guys, that I am so passionate about those two tools. For me, they're so important. I use them with my clients, and I can see how useful they are to get to know yourself and also to understand what are the blockages, the patterns, and the limitations that actually stop you from getting towards that future. So for this reason, I decided to create this, also because we are going towards the end of the year and we're naturally going to start talking about the intention for the new year and things like that. What do you want to achieve in 2025? What went well in 2024? What went wrong? How can I change that? And this is a conversation that I have over and over and over with my clients. But one of the most difficult things after learning to trust your intuition is really being able to bring that energy of your future self to your present. The majority of quantum physics talk about how you envision yourself and feel like you want to feel, and things will start to happen as long as you start to take action. But I just feel that for a lot of people, it's very difficult to understand how that applies to them. And so that's why I want to give you some easy, practical steps, nothing new. It's something that you've heard before. But sometimes we need to hear things more often. We need to hear things one more time. Sometimes we're going through a period of our life where we need to hear this more than others. And sometimes we just need someone to explain it differently. So this is what this podcast is about, and it's going to be divided in two parts this week and next week for the 8 practical steps. And then in December, then you will hear the podcast about how to use human design and color therapy and your personal colors to align with your future self. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. What do I mean by future self? Every time we have a dream, every time we have a goal, the goal is in the future. The future could be a month, could be 6 months, could be years. Sometimes we set intentions with a specific date, hoping that we can achieve that. Sometimes it's just a matter of practical steps to take, and you know already that you will get that by then. But sometimes it's more about wishful thinking. I want to make, like all of the big motivational speakers and coaches tell us to write goals and set a date and work towards it, which is the perfect way to get yourself motivated. And then sometimes we might arrive to that date with 100% of the goal achieved, 150% of the goal achieved, or just 50. And what happens then? Okay, so this is what I want to help you with. First of all, just know that even if you get to 50, at the end of the date that you've given yourself, you are just 50% away from your goal. So it's just a matter of continue to doing what you're doing. Maybe just change something that you're doing, or tweaking a few things, but you will get there. Sometimes we need a date because it helps our mind to know we have that much time. Sometimes some of us work very well under stress and under pressure. And so when we know we don't have that much time, we might just work more. Who knows? But I know that talking to my clients, oftentimes what happens is that they really struggle to get to understand how it is possible to manifest the things that we want. And one of the problems really oftentimes is our impatience. We want things yesterday. And of course, in the process, we need to learn also what are we afraid of, what are our limitations. This is what it's all about. So I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you to really tune into this part of yourself so that you can use this anytime that you want to achieve a goal, big or small. And once you've learned to follow this process, I promise you that things will happen quicker than you expect. And I can tell you this because I was in your same situation where I didn't know how to manifest. Sometimes I would be able to manifest. Sometimes I would be surprised by how quickly I could manifest things. And other times it just didn't matter what I did, how much I was thinking about it. things will just not happen. And I'll talk you through all of the reasons why this is not happening. But once I learned to understand the process, once I learned to understand what were my triggers, then I also was able to release a lot of things that were holding me down from holding me back from actually achieving those goals. All right, so let's start. Okay, so the first one, it's super easy, and you've heard this before. It's intention setting. So when you set an intention, you need to be very clear about what you want. So let's say that you want to make a certain amount of money a month, or you want to meet a specific person, or you want to move to a country, or whatever that is for you. You want your business to level up to a certain point, you want to find a better job, whatever it is that you want in your life. You need to be very clear about what you're looking for. What is exactly that you want? And it's not just about, I want a better job. What does that mean? What does it mean to want to have a better job? What does it mean to make more money in your business? What does it mean to move to a hot country? You need to be very, very specific. And this is because we are energy. And so we attract what we are. The clearer we become when we are setting intentions, the more our energy, our mind are set as a radar, and they will kind of spot all of the opportunities and attract the opportunities that are right for us. But also, what does this do is that whenever you receive an opportunity that might be, let's say you're looking for a new job, and let's say that you want a job where the environment is collaborative and you have lovely colleagues, where your skills and your experience is appreciated, where there is no drama or not so much. You want a healthy culture, basically, and you also want specific amount of money. Okay. So, and maybe you also want to level up in your role. So maybe this time you want to manage a team or manage a team of more people, whatever that could be. First of all, set the intention on what kind of role do you want to have? How much money do you want to make? Very clearly. And even if you think it's too much, I want you to stay in that energy. And I really want you to think that that's possible. Forget about what people say, forget about what recruiters say, forget about what you hear. It's about you pushing yourself towards something bigger and greater. Once you have set this, it's really important that you start to understand what kind of environment do you want to have? What kind of bosses do you want to have? What kind of relationship do you want to have with them? How far from home do you want to work from home and a little bit in the office? All of those kind of things. Think about all of the things that for you are extremely important. And if it's for you, it's flexibility. Maybe you're a parent and you need flexibility for your children. So you will need a company that allows you that. So think about what are all of the things that currently you don't like where you're at, or all of the things that you didn't like about your previous jobs, and all of the things that you want from the new job. How do you want to feel? What is the most important thing for you? And all of that. This is extremely important because it helps you to make decisions. So if you say, I want a job that where the culture is healthy, where there is flexibility, where colleagues are collaborative and nice, and we all get along and we are a team. My bosses are really experienced and I can learn from them, and they are whatever, and making this much money. and I get to work from home a few days, whatever that could be. Let's say this is what you actually want. Okay. Write it down and make it very clear. Those are the things that for you are super important in the job. What happens when you start to look for a job or you start to chat with people? Whenever you get offered something that maybe gives you the amount of money, but then you know that the culture is toxic, rather than going for it, something within you will be like, no, wait, this is not the things that you wanted. So you will get a stop, because oftentimes we want something so much that we forget to look at everything. And so let's say that you want a person that is very adventurous and is always around and is always going on adventures. So you meet someone that is always going on adventures, so that person is not with you. But you're attracted by the adventurous side. You're attracted by the fact that this person is always going somewhere. But then you forget that one of the most important thing for you is the actual physical connection. So you need someone that is there often. So, and the same goes with a job or with a level in your business. We look at money and we forget that maybe we hate the job we are in because there is a toxic environment and you can't really do your job and you're not appreciated. Or something feels stuck in your business and you get an opportunity without really looking at how this is going to make you feel, how this is going to actually help you aside from the money side. So this is really important, and really important that you set yourself a clear intention for what exactly you want and be as specific as you can. Um, Take the time to think about, okay, so how do I want to feel with this, and what do I want? Because the moment you receive an offer that it's lower than what you actually want, your intuition and your ego will also kick in. So your ego will be like, yeah, of course, take it. Your intuition will be like, no, wait, we want something better. We have already gone through a situation like this. We don't need it. This is going to help you make decisions. When I left my job in 2019, I didn't necessarily want to leave completely. And I remember I was talking to recruiters, and I was looking for a part-time position. I didn't care what kind of position, because I just wanted something to help me out, to make me feel safe, because I had savings, but I also was worried, because I was like, I've never had a business before. I have never done this. I graduated only 2 years ago as a coach. I've been doing some work here and there. I just feel like I need something to fall onto. But I don't want to work for time. I want to actually use my time. And I remember having this conversation with one of my best recruiters, being like, Mara, there are no roles for what you do in the sector that you work on that are 3 days a week. Even with a low salary, still this is not possible. And this is something that I heard a lot of times in that period. So I left, and I embarked on my journey. And then eventually, towards the end of the year, around this time, actually, November, I was like, okay, no, I need help, because my wishful thinking is not actually being matched by what's happening in my life, and I need to pay rent and all of that. And I remember that I started following this process. At the time, I was reading Gabby Bernstein's book. I think it was The Super Attractor. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I was like, I want to attract a 3 days a week job in a really nice place, and with this kind of culture and all of that. And I think I had done this first. I took myself through this intention. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't sent a CV, nothing. I was just communicating with the universe and with myself, and just allowing this vision to really sink into myself. So every day I would just say, this is the kind of job that I want. And all of a sudden, one day I got a call from a recruiter being like, I have you on my database, and I'm looking for this. And I'm like, oh, funny that you call. Actually, I am not looking for a full-time position, which is what it was offering me. I'm actually looking for a part-time position. And I explained what I want. It's like, interesting. I literally just went out for lunch with a client that is looking for someone like you. Okay, send me the CV updated and I'll send it through. And with this recruiter, I went to two different interviews of people that were looking for someone to work 3 days a week, like I wanted it. And both of them wanted me, and I made the choice of the one that for me felt better. And it worked out perfectly. I love working in that place, and it helped me to pay my bills and feel safe. And as I did that, then money started to come in with my business, and it was just perfect. So this for me became a reminder of the power that I have. And I'm sharing this story with you because you're as powerful, if not more, than me at the time. So that's why it's really important. And if you need to take some time to visualize this before you actually take action, please go ahead and do it, because it really helps you to allow your energy to shift. I love that Joe Dispenza this talks about changing your identity, because this is what really happens. In order for you to attract your future self and bring that energy to you right now, you really have to be a different person. Not necessarily extremely different, but you might just need to do something different in terms of actions that you take, behaviors that you have, thoughts that you have. For me, it was about, okay, I don't want to believe that there is no job for me out there 3 days a week. And when I started shifting this, things shifted, and I got that option. That synchronicity came through. So this is the first step: setting very, very clear intention. Now, the second step is, after you have realized and decided everything that you want to attract, you need to start visualizing. As I mentioned to you, I would visualize this job, this 3 days a week situation, pretty much every day. I find it that when you do it in the morning, as soon as you wake up, and in the evening before you go to bed, they're actually extremely powerful moments in your day before bed, because after that you go to bed and you fall asleep, and that your subconscious and your energy start to work on it. You might dream about it, so you still keep the energy active. In the morning, you are not thinking about, maybe, there is nothing going on. You just woke up. And it's a really powerful time for you to freshly connect to that energy. But you can do it anytime. You can connect to this vision more than one time a day. You need to see how that works. But it's really important that you connect to the emotions that you want to have. So if the emotion is of joy, of I don't know, you see yourself traveling around, the excitement of going to different places, whatever that could be for you, and whatever it is that you're looking for, after you have envisioned the practical things that you want, the physical things that you want, it's really important that you start to visualize and get into the emotion of that. So if your future self is dreaming of moving country, okay, what is the feeling that you want to have? Maybe you've been to that country before, you felt in that way, felt great. Okay, cool. Feel that again. There are all of the feelings that you want to have, you have already experienced in your life. So it's a matter of tuning into that experience. If you're not able to tune into the experience of your future self, because some people tell me, Mara, I have not experienced that, so I cannot feel that. But you have felt that emotion before. You have felt satisfaction before. You have felt happiness before. You have felt love before. You have felt whatever it is that you're looking for. If you struggle to connect your future self to the emotion that you need to have, then connect to that emotion related to something in the past. And then bring back the vision of yourself. So then the more you connect the emotion with the vision, the more it becomes automatic for you and for your subconscious, for your energy, for your mind. And then it becomes something easy. You can just think about it and be like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling like this. Okay, so step 3, it's gratitude. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I always talk about gratitude, and I think it's one of the most amazing tools. It's something that all of my clients get given to do from me. And the reason why is because we are often too focused on what's lacking in our life. And especially when you're thinking about the future you and the things that you want to attract in your life, if you're here and where you want to go, it's here, obviously there is a gap. So what is missing? It's missing a partner. It's missing the money. It's missing a job that fulfills you. It's missing a new home, whatever that could be. So you're going to look around and be like, I am in this crappy home that is falling apart, and all you can see is the crappy home, even if maybe you've been looking for months and nothing comes through that really makes sense. So it's important that you start to look at what you have and be grateful for what you have, who you're surrounded by, how far you have come in your life. Because one of the things that we often forget is that we've gone through a lot of challenges in our lives. And we've been most probably, you've been in a worse situation than the situation you're in now, that you think it's not going well. So you are very resilient. You have overcame fears, you have overcame challenges, and some of you have overcame really tough tragedies, and you are still continuing to moving forward. So thank yourself for that part of your life, and for that part of you that brought you to where you are now. Yes, you might not have all the things that you want to have, and that's okay. But life is a process. We keep on moving forward, and we keep on evolving. And so it only makes sense. There's always going to be something that doesn't work in the way that we want to better. So look around and start be grateful for yourself, all of the things about yourself, all of the things about your body, your friends, your family, all the things that you have, because I promise you, this is going to change your perception. And the more you focus on being grateful for where you're at, who you are, what you have, who you have around, the less you focus on the lack. The problem in struggling to attract what we want is because oftentimes we are so focused on what it's lacking, and therefore we think it's impossible for us to get it, even if we feel a call to achieve something, even if we think that's something that we truly want and we could potentially be very good at doing something, or we could potentially achieve that. If we focus on lack all the time, then obviously that's how we are blocking ourselves. And the energy of lack, unfortunately, for a lot of us, it's something that's very ingrained in us, depending on how you grew up. I had to do a lot of work on releasing lack mindset because I grew up in it. And that's what I knew until I learned that there is something different, until I learned that there is something called abundance mindset. Even if you don't have the things that you want, even if you've never had the things that you want, you can shift your perception, you can shift your identity and get to arrive to achieve those things. It's work that needs to be done, but gratitude is one of the things that really, really helps you. Okay, so now we are on the fourth step, which is the last one for today. And it's about heart coherence and get into energetic alignment. So, what does that mean? You need to connect to your heart and you need to focus on what's going on in your heart. Your heart and your mind have to connect in order for you to be able to attract what you want and to get as closer as possible to the future version of yourself and to the things that you want. Oftentimes, we might want something with our heart, but our mind goes somewhere different. So, in order for us to shift our mind, we need to stay connected to our heart. We can do it in two different ways. You can start thinking about what you want and all of the positive things about it and like get into that emotion, or you can do it from your heart. And so if you focus on your heart and if you focus on the energy of your heart, what is going on there, it's about slowing the way you breathe. And so take deep breath. You can do it through a meditation if that works, or not necessarily. You can just do it by yourself. If you're someone that likes to do breath work, that's another technique that could actually help you. But it's really about allowing your heart to slow down. Because when we allow our heart to slow down, then we also start to release some of the emotions that gets us to feel maybe anxiety or fear. Because what's going to happen when you start to tune into your vision, you're going to start to feel all of the fears, and your mind is going to tell you all of the reasons why you can't achieve that. So you need to get your heart to slow down so that you slowly can dissipate that. And if that doesn't happen, next week I will tell you what to do. But this is one of the very, very important steps that you need to take. Once you have slowed down and you feel like you are more in a calm space, you need to focus again on feelings of gratitude and love and compassion. Those feelings are really powerful because they help you to amplify your energy. Once we amplify our energy, then it's easier for us to attract synchronicities and opportunities. It's about being open. Be grateful for the opportunities that are coming your way. You don't need to know what that opportunity is about. Even if you are that kind of person that likes to plan a lot, and maybe you have a plan on how things are supposed to be happening in order for you to achieve the goal, that's fine. But don't get hung up on that, because maybe you meet someone somewhere at the coffee shop while you're in line for your coffee, and you get to chat with this person, and that person is the opportunity that you need and has nothing to do with your plan. But because you've been doing this work and you're open to the opportunities, you're open to the synchronicities, you're grateful for what you have and for what's coming, the energy is moving. And without you realizing, all of the things that you need to receive are coming to you. And so maybe you're there like half asleep, going to the coffee shop before you go to an appointment, before you have a client, before you go to work. And this conversation becomes something like the most important piece of the puzzle. So those are really important steps that will help you to get closer to what you want to achieve. So just to recap, first one is to set very, very clear intentions. The second is to visualize and connect to the emotions that you want to feel. The third is to be grateful for the past, the present, and the future. And the fourth is heart coherence and energy alignment. So connect your heart and with the emotions that you want to feel, and slow down. Slow down. If you're starting to feel negative emotions, don't stop there. Feel them through. What's going on? And maybe write them down. and you can keep them there for next week. Next week, I will be talking a little bit more about how to release emotions and patterns that might be coming up because your mind is sounding the alarm because maybe you're doing something completely new, or because your goal is something that you never had before. And so you're going out of your comfort zone, and therefore your mind is trying to trap you there for safety. This is what our ego does, tries to keep us safe. But if you don't take a risk, you're never going to evolve, and you're never going to attract what you want. So if this happens to you, know that this is very normal, and just stay there. Write it all down, and next week I will tell you what you need to do. All right, this is all for this week. Don't forget that next week there's going to be the other 4 steps that you need to take. So it's part 2. If this has been helpful for you and you want to share it, feel free, subscribe, and let me know. I'm always happy to hear from you. If you have any questions, just send me a message through Instagram, The Intuition Queen. You find all the links on the show notes. You can go to my website, or you can subscribe to my newsletter, and you can ask me all of the questions. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment below the video and I will get back to you. I hope this is helpful. Please subscribe, please leave a review. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you next week. Ciao.